Okay, let's talk about those fertility myths that just won't die. You know, the ones we hear over and over, often from well-meaning family members or that random person at the coffee shop who's sure they know how to solve all your problems. How many of you heard the classic just relax and it'll happen? Or it's totally normal to try for a year before seeking help. Yeah, those are some of the kinds of things we're going to be unpacking today. So let's break down some of the most persistent myths that might be affecting your fertility journey. And spoiler alert, some of them are way off base. Myth: it's normal to wait a year before seeking fertility help. If you've been trying for less time, you shouldn't worry. Reality: here's the thing. 80% of women will become pregnant within a year of trying. That's great. That's why doctors tend to say wait a year. They don't diagnose you as infertile, and I hate that word, by the way, so invalidating. They don't diagnose you as infertile until that year is up. But honestly, that doesn't mean it's helpful or necessary. I know many women are going nuts by the time a year has gone by. And the longer you wait, the more stressful it becomes. Now, take me for example. I tried for ages with my first partner and it didn't work. When I started trying with my second partner after 3 to 6 months, it should have actually been an obvious next step to go further straight away. But my doctor made me wait the whole year. A total waste of time, really. Here's what I'd do differently if I could go back to the very beginning. Month 1 to 3, take your supplements like folate and start making small diet adjustments to support your health. Month 3 to 6, still don't panic. Not every cycle is a winner, but get a few blood tests done, track your ovulation, and maybe even get a sperm analysis. You don't want to be wasting time if there's something obviously wrong, like no viable sperm, for example. And if ovulation strips don't work for you, don't stress. Consider the more expensive at-home testing kits for it, or ask your doctor if they'll track your cycle for 3 months with blood tests. Month 6 onwards, really fine-tune your diet, lifestyle, and mental and emotional health, but not in a way that is soulless and joyless. This is when you should be looking at a few more tests because specialists and doctors really don't focus on enhancing your fertility, they focus on bypassing it. But if IVF is on the table, by the time you get there at the end of that year, your body will be beautifully prepped and ready to go, and you will be in the right mind frame for it. Myth: infertility only affects women and the whole burden of getting pregnant falls on their shoulders. Oh, in my experience, the pressure is often placed squarely on women. But the reality is male fertility is just as important as female fertility. Sperm quality, motility, and count play a huge role in conception. Infertility is actually about 1/3 male, 1/3 female, and 1/3 both. So I don't know why women are carrying so much of the pressure here. So we can't forget that a healthy pregnancy requires both partners to be on the same page. So let's get him and her some supplements, eating well, and really paying attention to both of your health. Myth: if you can't get pregnant, there's probably a medical condition causing it. Here's the reality. While things like PCOS or endometriosis can definitely make things tricky, sometimes the cause of infertility remains unexplained. Specialists don't have all the answers. In fact, there's still a lot of gray area when it comes to fertility. Stress, lifestyle, and even timing can play a massive role too. Now here's the kicker, your nervous system is a huge factor in fertility. I work with so many women on managing their mental and emotional health and calming their nervous systems, and a lot of them go on to have their babies. And I don't get the easy cases. So it's important to obviously look at your lifestyle factors, but you can't separate your body physically from your emotions. So don't overlook that side of things. Myth: IVF is the only way to have a baby when you're struggling. Here's the reality. IVF is an incredible option and it worked for me, but it's definitely not the only solution. There are tons of other treatments, lifestyle changes, and alternative therapies that can improve your chances. IVF is just one path. There are so many ways to support your fertility, and honestly, that can be overwhelming. But here's the thing, find something that resonates with you and go with that. Don't trust what your friend Mary Beth down the street swears worked for her. It's got to feel right for you, because if you don't believe in it, it will just cause you more stress. Myth: you need to have sex at exactly the right time to get pregnant. A friend of mine had been trying to conceive for a while, but it turned out she was ovulating way earlier than she thought, like on day 9 instead of 12 to 15. Once she figured that out, she got pregnant right away. So yes, timing matters, but it's looser than you think. We can spend way too much time obsessing over ovulation, calendars, and testing strips. Honestly, I spend a lot of my time telling my clients to stop testing and stressing over every little detail because it messes with your mental health and your nervous system. It's not the testing itself that's the problem. It's the stress it puts on you. So if you're testing and feeling mentally fine about it, great. But if it's making you crazy, take a step back. Your body knows more than you think. Look, the road to fertility can feel uncertain, but knowing the truth and letting go of these myths can help you find peace and clarity along the way. What other myths have you heard, or what do you still wonder about? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's chat about it. Make sure to subscribe for a stress-free fertility journey and send in any questions you've got so I can answer them in upcoming videos.